Be here, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the news today, where she is going to be um, monitored. Tamar um, was suicidal because of Wheat TV. We TV, she wrote them a letter stating that they were like slave masters, turning her family into an abusive family where they are now getting into physical altercations. And that is pretty much reality TV because, Tamar's secret somehow got out and producers were spreading the secret around, and Tamar had to come out on the Wendy Williams show and tell what the secret was, which was that she had been molested from 6 up to 16. And that was really, really bad for Tamar because she said she had to come out and talk about it, and she didn't really want to talk about that. And she said that the network is the reason why she's suicidal. Now, this makes me think of Michael Jackson when he was having issues with Tommy Mottola and his record label, and he was very angry with with the network. So Tamar is basically saying that they turned a perfectly good black family into a family who is now lying, conniving, and actually having physical altercations. And she was upset with them way before she went into the hospital as being suicidal. So she said that this network, WeTV, has been driving her to the point of suicide. Let's talk about another suicidal person, Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon has been putting out some tweets that people are looking at. And also, he did a tweet about one of his friends who actually took his life. And Russell Simmons came to his aid and said, man, you change your phone number like Kim Kardashian. You change your number too much. And then he said, call me. You know what I'm saying? Because whether Christian, Jew, or Muslim, we could care less about yesterday. He said, call me. So Nick Cannon has Russell Simmons in his corner. I did see some news stating that Nick Cannon was able to come back and host the Masked Singer. Now they're saying that he was fired, so I might have to relook at that. Um, I don't have an issue with what Nick Cannon was saying. It was the way that he was saying it is where I had a problem. The problem I had was he have should have referenced a lot of books with this information in it. When you're doing public speaking, and I can speak from experience because I took a public speaking class. When you're speaking about anything in the past, historical scholarship, quote the book. Quote the book. Now, Professor Griff was, he's a scholar and maybe he has a couple of books, or he could have gave him a list of scholars who actually have done the research and can back the statement. Now, the news came out and said that those are anti Semitic theories. When people are saying that blacks are the real Jews, those are theories. That's what they're saying. But hey, it has gotten Nick Cannon in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. Networks are which I'm not really sure of, but I will keep you abreast of what's going on with Nick Cannon. But Nick Cannon is talking about suicide. He's not saying he's suicidal. He's just saying he had a friend who committed suicide who had the balls. So I don't know if that's enough to say that Nick Cannon is suicidal. I don't know. And also, Nick Cannon got a lot of backlash for apologizing when he first said that he would not apologize for anything that he said. But he did come out with an apology, and he said that he was sorry. He has no hate in his heart. And if he has offended anybody who's Jewish or any of his Jewish sisters and brothers, he is sorry because he doesn't have a racist bone in his body. I looked at the podcast and I was kind of cringing. I was like, if he had nothing said, but since he didn't have a book or a reference to, you know, where people can find the research, he got caught out there and speaking the truth without references can lead you into a lot of backlash. So that's that. Let's talk about Occupy Portland. Trump has called to um, pass laws that would allow him to get control of the protesters and also call law and order in cities like Chicago and Portland. Um, there's a news stating that people who are protesting are being snatched off the street without a warrant. They're being arrested, taken down, fingerprinted, and all of that, but no warrants. So people are really getting snatched off the streets. And this is Occupy Portland. They're talking about paramilitary situations where there's military people on the street snatching protesters up. I'm not sure. I'm going to look more into it. I kind of scammed over it because, I did not really have the time to go into that, but I will touch more up on it as things happen and things progress. Um, that is it for right now. Tamar Braxton is in stable condition. Nene Leakes spoke out and said, check on your strong friends at all times because they need us more than everything. And then she said, everyone is being treated with disrespect. So she's talking about these TV show contracts. And with Tamar Braxton allowing her family to be on TV, which means you allow the public into your business, and then the producers basically say that they own the content, so then they get to pretty much as Tamar said, they get to manipulate um, and then everyone is manipulating each other, and it's just a lot of crazy stuff going on. So that is the news right now as far as Tamar. Oh, let's talk Kanye West. Kanye West is ranting and raving, and a lot of people are calling his campaigning for president. From what I got, that his family said that he was going under some bipolar thing, and when he called for running for president, that was not accurate. So doing this to Wisconsin to lock him up with the doctor. Then he was ranting about Kim Kardashian was pregnant with one of the children, and he didn't want her to have it. and she had the pills in her hand. And then when he went to go touch the computer, he said God spoke to him and said that, um, don't mess with my vision and I will not fuck with your vision. And epiphany came over him and he said, we're going to have this child. So I guess she was going to take pills to get rid of the child. But once he got that epiphany from God, he said that we're going to have this child. And Kim Kardashian is pretty shaken up over the allegations that Kanye West has put out there about saving his daughter's life. And pretty much they want him to see a psychologist. Then he said some things about Harriet Tubman, and I've been looking across social media, seeing what everybody thinks about these rants, especially about Harriet Tubman, and a lot of people saying that they don't see where the lie is. I don't know. Um, I'm a little rusty when it comes to Harriet Tubman. I'm going to abreast myself to that tonight because there's so many Black people and Black history that I can barely keep up. It is so many freedom fighters that I can barely keep up. So, Black history is something that has to be learned every day. And like Chris Rock said, he had failed African American studies. So don't think that I know everything because I don't. So Kanye West and Tamar Braxton, who are two Pisces, are really going through this mental purge or depression and bipolar issues they're going through. And um it's really taking a toll on their families. Like to see Tamar in this position, when I've watched her on Be Love, she was eating, she was happy, she was doing good on the real, and she left the real, and she had the Braxton's family value. Now she's coming up with a new album because that's what she was working on. She was working on a new album. She's also working on, I think it's called Live Your Life with Tamar. It's a new spinoff reality TV show of how she was being a mother, a singer, all at the same time. And she really just broke down. Now, if y'all can remember when Martin Lawrence and Dave Chappelle was talking about Hollywood and how Hollywood was a toxic environment for certain people like Mariah Carey, she broke down. Martin Lawrence, he had a gun in the middle of the street and he was going off, but he was under the influence of some drugs. But it was a lot of pressure in Hollywood. Now you got Nick Cannon, Tamar, Kanye West. Like, is Hollywood really a toxic environment? I don't know. You tell me. Like, share, subscribe, Salon B. Have a great evening.